Hello and welcome back to CSGB Racing. We are here for the final round this time for F1. It is the Abu Dhabi Feature race here tonight. I'll just mute myself, don't want to be hearing that. Of course, final week today of Season 2 at least. Give me a minute, just got to share the stream into the appropriate place before everyone bites my head off about it. That one. Cool. Right then, where were we? Of course, round 12 tonight, Abu Dhabi Feature race. Should be a great race. Of course, don't expect anything different. I have personally never raced here in a league race, so I have absolutely no idea what to expect. No idea on strategy. So of course that could must help me out for my race tomorrow. So we're going to have 18 heading into tonight for race number 23 of the season. This year, of this season technically, has absolutely flown by. Of course, round 12, race 23, race 24 is going to be tomorrow for the final time you get to hear from me. At least for a couple of weeks. I think I'm going to be staying on for season 3, with whichever tier I'm not racing in. So we'll see how that all goes. But of course, final feature race tonight. Last time we're going to be here for an hour and 15 minutes roughly. For the F1 guys, of course, F2 tomorrow, 8 PM UK time, GMT. For an absolute crack of a race. Of course, all 4 championships are now wrapped up. Took a race longer than it should have in F2, but I think the less said about that the better. Of course, Netsky and AlphaTauri wrapped up the championship here quite a while ago now, I think. I can't remember the exact race that happened. I think it was Italy, but not 100% sure. And then AlphaTauri, I think, wrapped up the Constructors' one race later on. We should be getting going anytime now. It is 7 PM. Shouldn't be too much longer now. Just going to get the championships up on my laptop quickly, so we can see if there are any more battles yet to go ahead in the championship. I think battle for P3 is still very much a thing between the drivers that involves the battle with P3. Ekeland, so Netsky's confirmed P1, Timmy is confirmed P2. Ekeland P3 has how many points, if I can zoom out on this? Ekeland 154, so actually he, I think, is safe for that place. So there was another message in the chat. Okay, so James Harvey wants, I'm guessing that's the story of how the F2 championship was decided a race later than it should have been. I don't know how I want to go through that, you know. I mean, yeah, so essentially all I needed was 2 points to win the title in the Vietnam feature race last week. So I needed 2 points. I qualified, I think, on pole. I can't exactly remember. Dropped down to P4 at the start, so that wasn't the best, but then was leading by 20 seconds on the final lap. I had about 20 yards, I think, maximum to go until I crossed the line, and then, you know, the car, you know, just hit the wall. I don't know how, you know, I guess technology issue or, you know, whatever happened, but my Ferrari suddenly had 3 wheels, and, well, I didn't get the 2 points I needed. But, well, second race, started on pole again, because obviously I was the only retirement. Yeah, lag spike, that was it. Thanks, James, appreciate it. Lag spike. That's how I ended up in the wall. I totally wasn't trying to, like, celebrate and get cocky and, like, spin up the rear tyres and crash. That did not happen at all. So, yeah, we'll go with lag spike. That sounds good. I reckon that's a good way to sum up what happened last week. But anyway, enough about what happened there. Of course, if you did watch it, you'll know that I managed to wrap up the title eventually in the second race, along with the constructors and my teammate Anton, who is an absolute legend. Best teammate I could have ever asked for. Oh well, moving on from that, of course, we're here for F1 tonight. 18 of them about to take to the track here in the United Arab Emirates, or Abu Dhabi. Any new names? I believe Noah is a new name. Obviously, I know Noah, I've raced with him quite a few times, really good driver. I think he's reserving, of course this is the final race, so I doubt he would have been allocated that full-time seat. And of course, Olga Trainman or Oscar, as he changed his PSN to now, is not here tonight. I think he's back tomorrow. How else have we got then? If I just get the stuff on the screen, it'll help you guys out as well as me when we get to having a look what's happening. Intermediate tyres for on Zeus, that's not the strat, but we'll let it go. So I see Netsky, your champion, just vibing here as always. Rainman is over. Bradley, he is reserving again, I would assume. So again, he gets another practice race before the actual race tomorrow. Brown is back. I believe we saw him in Azerbaijan last, I think. That's him. He's back to partner Timmy once again. Fester is here always, as always in the house. I really can't speak tonight. James got me emotional by making me talking about the championship, which is, there was a very emotional 24 hours. I can say that much. You know, the highs of winning a championship to the lows of not winning it to the highs of actually winning it. It was a very tough 24 hours, but oh well. Try and focus on this just for you guys. Guys, have we got Ronzus here tonight on the Inters? I don't know if that's a mistake or what. I don't think it's raining. It's very rare that it's going to rain here. I don't think it's ever rained naturally. But if any of the drivers are in the chat, or if just watching the stream, if you can let me know if it is going to rain, that would help me out a lot. But I highly doubt there's going to be any rain. But Trey back, he's going to be on the mediums for his first run at least. In that Red Bull. Rhymesy's here again. As always, Cobalt, the lone full-time Ferrari. As well as B-Boy Worm, who's currently doing the F2 comms at the moment. David Trench and Pimurb, or just Pim. Of course here for Renault. Kazakhs and P14, or well, position doesn't really matter at the moment. But the Red Bull here, started the season on pole I do believe, as he's coming through now, he's actually on his lap. I think most of them actually on their laps as well. Who else have we got? Timmy, who I believe is now confirmed second place in the championship. As always, Hindle and Jay Prentice in the racing points. I believe they still have something to do in the constructors. I say that, not knowing 100%. Let's have a quick look. Racing point, yes, they can very much still beat Williams. Where are the two Williams drivers? Doesn't matter, we're not actually in qualifying properly yet. And then an Alpha Trauv. Again, I think he told me I pronounced it correctly last week, but I've already forgotten, so again he's going to be referred to as Alpha, as it makes my life easier. She's already saying I'm struggling to speak tonight, but hopefully that will improve. See, the first time onto the board, Lieutenant Cobalt, who is actually instantly beaten by Mr. B-Boy Worm in the Williams. Next up to the line, I think it was one of the Renaults, but their lap didn't count, or it was an out lap. Who else have we got across the line? Kazakhs P2, Festa P4, Tribe P5. Racing Point next, that is going to be Hindle, so we'll go to him. So we'll just get that a little bit off the screen there. The fastest lap, because we can see who's the fastest. Hindle now across the line. Goes into P5 and the Alpha Tauri behind him. So I think Neski actually validated his first lap then. As Bradley goes P7. Mercedes duo across the line, Brown into P8. I think Timmy to start a lap. Renault to the line, that is Pim. P7. Noah up into P3, a very good lap for him on his debut. Romesy's gone into P4 for Alfa Romeo. Rainman up into P3, a very good lap there from the Alpha Tauri. We'll try and find someone. Is Ronzu still on the end tyres? He is. And he's on a lap. Certainly a different strat from Ronzu, so I'll give him that. Does 152.5, that's probably quite a good lap considering he's on inters in the dry. Might have more grip in the wet on those tyres, but obviously I've definitely ever been in this situation, so I'm not one to comment on it. Nevsky's validated yet another lap, so that's 2 lap times now down the drain for the champion. So we've got Timmy, I believe, is on a lap now as he comes down into this corner here. Don't know corner numbers here that well, despite it being on the track, on the calendar for like 11-12 years. As he comes under the casino, the camera's not been the best right now, but you can see that wheel moving in the cockpit. 2 corners left to go then for the Mercedes. Is on medium tyres as well, as is 3 others. But Timmy up to the line, it's P9 for him, so he's now the fastest off the medium guys. Others being Trivey in P10, Pim in P11, and then Jay Prentice, who is now on an outlap. Any of these got other guys on laps? I think Alpha is, so we'll go on to him as he turns through the right-hander, about to come underneath the hotel. He comes under the bridge. Yeah, I'll give it to the track, as much as it sucks to race on, at least in real life. Again, I don't know how it is to race here on the game. I've only done it against AI. The track definitely makes up for it with the aesthetics. Of course, the hotel is possibly one of the most one of the best looking buildings like around a circuit that F1 goes to. You've seen there, Alpha goes up into P11 for Williams. So at the moment it will be Williams winning that fight for P4, I think it was. Yes, it was. So AlphaTauri confirmed P1, I believe Mercedes confirmed P2. Haas can still be caught in P3. Their driver's currently sitting P8 and P14. Who was Verstappen's teammate supposed to be? Ah yes, Ekeland. He's 2 event ban. That explains why Bradley's up in that seat. So Williams is those guys in that car. Alpha and B-Boy Worm, are they permanent drivers? I actually don't have a clue. I probably should know this. It's kind of my job to know this. Yes, B-Boy Worm is a permanent driver. And yes, Alpha is as well. Okay, cool. Probably should have known that sort of stuff, but oh well. So that's race, I'm allowed to make mistakes. It's the end of the season, it's been a long season. Anybody else on a lap, I'll go find someone who's going to be pushing. Who have we got? Jay Prentice, he's going to be on a lap. On the medium tyres as well. I've just seen now Trivey and Pim have gone on for soft tyres for their second runs. As Ronzus is retired from the session, he might have had a qualifying ban then or something, I'm not too sure. Unless he just wants to start at the back, I don't know what he's thinking. It might say in the Discord actually, should probably have a look at that. Just in case something has been said that will inform me. Nope, nothing in there. Okay. Guess he wanted to try something different then. Have we got any other constructors battles that are able to take place? Where did your apprentice go? P13. It's a decent lap there on those tyres. Anybody else? A couple of guys on the outlaps. There's Netsky back out. I'd quite like to watch him for a lap. He's near the end of the lap as well, so we're going to go on board with the AlphaTauri then for his qualifying lap. Currently sitting last of anyone yet to set a lap time. Had 2 invalidations on his first attempt. He comes in through turn 1. Down the hill now to round out the first sector down into turns 5 and 6. Gets purple sector 1, however, loses the back end a little bit through that first corner. He's next out of the hairpin at turn 7 though as he powers down the straight. DRS now open. Of course, using pretty much all the battery, of course, it's in hot lap mode. Staying as far to the right of the circuit as possible, braking at the 100-meter board, turning in now to turn 8. Hopping over the curb for turn 9, heading down Now through this part, second DRS straight. I don't know if that's a turn or not. Not 100% certain. Once again, breaking out the 100 metre all-purpose sector 2 as well. Hopping over all the curbs possible. I think Noah's now out of session. Not too sure what's happened there. Looks like he's crashed. The exit of turn 20, I think that is. I think 21 turns altogether. Looks like he's looped his Ferrari with not long to the line at all. I don't know if it was on an out lap or a push lap. I think that's going to be quite lucky here to not get held up here. You can see Noah's car is actually sideways. Is that it? No, that's a truck. Never mind me. Big one for Netsby. 2 seconds quicker than anyone else. Actually, B-Boy won. Stop stuff happening. It's only 4 tenths, is that? I thought Noah's car was sideways there. Up over the fence. It was just a tractor or something. My bad. Like the floor of a car. That's 2 cars out of session so far. We'll come off board and go find someone else on a lap now. I think Kazakhs has just finished this lap. I'm back up into P4. Found a second on that lap. There you go, Rainman's on a lap, a little bit down in the first sector. So he heads down into turn 8. Let you watch this lap whilst I try and figure out if there are any more battles in the constructors that could take place over the next couple of days. Okay, so from what I can see, Haas, Williams, Racing Point and Ferrari are all in a shot of P3. So McLaren with no permanent drivers will probably struggle to challenge them, so they're going to be coming under threat from Red Bull, who sit in P8, only 4 points behind McLaren. Of course, McLaren have run-throughs for tonight. They may get some reserves in for tomorrow as well. Not entirely sure. It looks like Renault are going to be finishing 10th. That's a shame for them. They've had a couple of really strong performances this season. But clearly, not quite the results they would have wanted, of course. They didn't have any drivers for the first couple of events. Who've we got on a lap? I think Alpha is, so that's invalid. Brown on a lap, I think he is, so we'll stay with him then. So it's looking like Renault are going to finish 10th. Alfa Romeo will finish 9th, as they're 18 points behind the Red Bull. Red Bull can jump McLaren, P7. Could potentially also... So Red Bull could probably still finish 3rd. They would need a miracle. As they are quite far behind. What's that gap? 20-something points? So, possible, but unlikely. So I don't really want to tempt fate at all. For all we know, Renault could still finish 4th or something. It's possible, I think, mathematically. Okay, maybe not 4th. Maybe 7th, I'm not entirely sure. It's been a long day, maths are not my strong point. Brown is going to finish this lap then, he comes around the final corner. No battery left to deploy, but comes over the line, finds 7 tenths, moves him up into P16. Still just the one driver on the mediums. Excuse me. That being Timmy, and I would assume he's going to try soft tyres, but I honestly have no idea. Got anybody else on a lap? I think Rhymesy is, so we'll go over to him. So he heads out of turn 9. Battles in the drivers then, what have we got? So that's the Eklund, still P3. It looks like he's going to keep that as well. Yes, Ronzeus, it does look like your pit crew put you on the wrong tyre. That is what's happened there. Is there a reason you've gone for the inter tyres, or was it genuinely like a game glitch? So I'm actually quite interested to figure out what the strat was of that. Going back then to the Drivers' Championship briefly. So as I said, Neski is confirmed P1, Timmy where to next is confirmed P2, both being up in 300 and 200 points respectively. Let's say Eklund should keep third. He's got 39 points clear of Jimbo, who is unfortunately not here anymore. Rainman currently in P5, could jump Jimmy. Only 9 points behind. It looks like there's going to be a massive battle for sort of P6 and 7, and then sort of 8, 9, 10, 11-ish. So, all to play for essentially. And Rondu's saying it's just for fun, which you can't really blame them. It's the last race of the last event of the season. Might as well have some fun with it. I'll probably have some fun with tomorrow. Just see what I can do really. Might start last. I'm kind of contemplating that. Just see how far out of the field I can get. Haven't quite decided yet. Right, well this qualifying has actually flown by. I've been distracted by I think everything so far. Anything to be distracted by I think I have been distracted by in the past 16.5 minutes, but now a minute and a half left to go here in qualifying. We'll try and find some guys on laps instead of these guys in the pits. Who have we got? Tryby I think's on a lap. I would have said Pim was on a lap, but as the Reds didn't really look like they're pushing, they were off the track. Alpha also on a lap, so the next car to the line is going to be one of the Red Bulls. Is that Tryby or his teammates? It is going to be Tryby, okay. So let's see what we can do. He was down in the first sector, I didn't see how he was in the second sector. One corner left to go now, doesn't look like it's going to be an improvement, he's already at 1 minute 40. But I think he backed out on that lap. Behind him is one of the Renaults. Do they improve? It's going to be Trench. He finds 2.5 seconds and stays P4. Okay. That is insane. I'll try and catch everyone as they come across the line. I've seen Romsey retired as well, so has Brown. I think that was an outlap from Trench. That explains the 2.5 second gain. Next to the line, Alpha Tauri. Is it Neski? It is Neski. I hope he's down on his lap. That's very rare to see that. Timmy's crossed the line. Will stay P13. I think he's just driven into the pit lane or something. Because the time has just hit 0, so I think actually he was in the pits. Of course, if you're not on a lap when the checkered flag comes out, the game just retires you essentially. Neski, no improvement from him driving into the pit lane. Looks like a little bit annoyed with himself. Plus experience, I can just say don't weave like that in the race. Doesn't end well for you unless you're good at controlling it, which I thought I could, but obviously we all learn from our mistakes, hopefully. Oh, who's that in the wall? That is Kazakh going backwards. No front wing at all on the Red Bull. Not too sure where he's going. Might get disqualified at this rate, so he has to be careful. I think he's actually stuck on the wall. As Trench goes up into P3. Guys, if we had Tryby's now P9. Joe Prentice P10. Rainman into P7. I think... Oh, I can't spectate Kazakhs anymore. His car's just given up by the looks of things. We have a lot of cars coming across the line. B-Boy 1 solidifies his P2. Actually doesn't improve on that last lap. One of Haas is up to the line now. That is Bradley, if I can get to him fast enough. Into the pit lane though. Alpha into the pits. So it's going to be him, last car to the line, and he's backed out. That's everyone. Qualifying now complete. Don't know why this hasn't ended after the cars are on the pits. What have we had? Runzus, I'm a reserve as well, don't want to get in the mix of things. Yeah, that's fair enough to be honest. How can Runzus mate just have fun with this? You know, starting last. I know you're a quick driver from racing you personally, so should be nice and fun for you. And James W, he's turned off his assist for tomorrow. Oh my, okay. Well, good luck with that, Dovey. If it's going to be the first time racing without assists, you know, so there's nothing to play for. I'm pretty sure you're confirmed P2. I don't think anyone can catch you. So, should be a good battle between us tomorrow, of course, if you can tame the no assists. Running through the qualifying order then is Netsky on pole, and he will be joined by Mr. B-Boy Worm on the front row. Behind them will be Vapor Trench and Rhymesy, so very good qualifying from the Alfa Romeo. I don't think we've seen this pace too often from him, but there has been little snippets of it in the past. Festa P5 then, another good qualifying session from the Haas ahead of Kazakh's Cobalt Rainman Noah on his debut, I think also reserving. And Tribe into P10 as well, so they were rounding out the top 10. Of course, those 10 have to start on those tyres as long as it's a dry start, which I reckon it will be. Joe Prentice in P11 ahead of Hindle, Pim, Timmy, Alpha, Brown and Bradley, and then Ron Zeus just having some fun with it down in P18. Of course, on the Inter tyres. I either go quicker or in the wall. That's fair enough. I mean, if you go quicker, then I don't stand a chance of beating you in the dry. So I'm gonna hope that you're. Well, I don't want to say I hope you're in the wall, but if they're the two options, then that's the one I'm gonna pick. So, nah, should be a lot of fun tomorrow and Wednesday. So. But of course, look out for that tomorrow. 8 PM, I believe it's going to be on Mr. B-Boy Worm's channel again, so go check that out. If you just search that into the chat, Mr. B-Boy Worm, no spaces, it comes up. I think it's the top one. Give him a click. Might as well subscribe to him as well. He's, you know, streaming these races, so I'm assuming I'm allowed to plug him. I'm not plugging myself. Of course, he's helping the league out, so might as well tell you how you can watch the races for F2. But I'm sure if you're in the Discord, then it's going to be a link in the chat anyway. Let's go underway for the formation lap. Let's have a look at everybody's tyres. That's penalties. Hopefully no penalties yet. Which one do I want? Telemetry on, and that should be okay. So top 10, as I said, starting on softs. As will Bradley down in P17. He's going to start on the soft tyres. Hard tyres for Ron Zeus down in P18. In terms of strategy, I have no idea. I have never watched a race on this game around here, nor have I driven one. So I might have to do a little bit of practice before tomorrow. Or might just wing it as well, you know. Done it before, no practice. So I'll see what I feel like tomorrow in the afternoon. It's going to be medium tyres, 4P11 down to P16. They're trying the alternate strategy. No idea if a one stop is possible. I'm assuming medium hard would be a one stop. I don't know if soft hard or soft medium is an option. I'm going to guess soft medium isn't, as Ron Zeus is on the hards, but I've learnt the hard way at Brazil that apparently soft hard is an option. Oh, sorry, soft medium is an option. I started on the hards and got roasted by the commentator. So thank you PSGO owners for that. Don't get a lot of slack over there. But of course it's one of the best leagues on PlayStation, so I think I'll allow the commentators digging into me for little mistakes. I've seen two cars disqualified on this first lap, being Alpha and Brown. Or Brown, as there are two R's there. Might as well pronunciate both of them. Have a look at any last minute messages into the chat. Nope, absolutely nothing. We now have 14 viewers. Nice to have you all here. If you're racing, good luck. All the best. Have a good one. Hope I don't curse you, because otherwise, well, to be honest, if I've jinxed everyone the DNFs now, I'll no hardly wish them good luck. So could be at least 10 of you. I'm not too sure who's racing, but I can hear the 5 red lights coming on now. And we are away here for the final feature race of the season here in Abu Dhabi. It's a good start from Nevsky on the front row, and Vapor Trench is going to pull up alongside B-Boy Worm and actually take P2 around the outside of the first corner. Behind them, it looks like Romesy's held on to P4, and there's Kazakhs in P5. As Fest's retired from the race, and we have a safety car. Hindle also out of the race. There's a massive pile up. What has happened? I want to see. So Hindle out of the race. You can see his racing point there. Pim. Penalty for him, a penalty for Alpha, penalty for Bradley. Hindle and Festa are out of the race. What has happened there then? What are these penalties? Is it 5? I'm assuming 5 seconds. 15 for Pim. Yikes, that is 15. I'm kind of hoping you can get some of those removed, mate. That is... Ow, okay, well, that's a big one. 5 seconds for Alpha and Bradley. I have no idea who caused that. I just saw 2 cars out. 2 cars out of the race, 3 cars of penalties. I don't know if Bradley was the same incident. He has got a really good start, to be fair, at 5 places. So Ron Zeus avoiding carnage at the start. Top guys at the top seem to have gotten away cleanly. Let's have a look at the positions gained. So Nasky held on to the lead. Trench and B-Boy Worm stopping places. Romsey holding on to P4. Theft, who of course started P5. So he must have got a horrendous start. Where did Hindle's? Yeah, so Hindle qualified P12. So I think Festa spun. And then was collected by half the field, by the look of things. Okay. Right, sure. I have no idea what happened there. I'm kind of hoping these guys report it early, so I can have a sneak sort of glimpse of what happened, but honestly... yeah, so if I was to guess what happened, I think Festa spun, judging by he's the only driver that's in that bottom group that's lost so many places. Or he might have been tapped around by someone else, I'm not too sure. Looking back up. So Nasky, he's the leader. I'm going to guess then with him spinning, he collected Hindle, who retired. Pim hit Hindle a couple times, because you get 5 seconds per contact under safety car. So I think Pim, trying to get back into the race, kept hitting the racing point. I just saw Noah's more recent penalty. That was for hitting Rainman, so he wasn't involved in that bit at the start. Bradley may have been involved with the small pile up, but I'm not sure because he's further up than the rest of them. And I think the other one was Alpha, who started 15th, so again could have been collected. But not 100% certain, of course. I am really just guessing. For we know it could have been massive netcode or something, who knows. That corner looks sharper than it is, doesn't it, from this camera? You wouldn't think that would be flat out, but it is. I guess that's just the joys of how cameras work. They just annoy you because they have weird perceptions and all this sort of stuff. Who pits at the end of that? I'll have a quick look. Pit stops, where is there? There was pit stops, isn't there? Yeah, stopped, like agreed. Try and be an Alpha, the only 2 into the pits, they put on medium tyres. Of course, 3 penalties currently outstanding, I believe, so it's 15 seconds, 5 seconds and 5 seconds. That's horrendous. And now Noah and Rainman have swapped places, as Noah pits, but might be to get rid of the penalty, to be honest. It'd be big brain, but he may have also damaged his front wing. I'll stop playing with this now, as I'm sure it could be a little bit annoying. Is it going to be a wing change for Noah? It is, so that's probably more severe contact with Rainman he had there. Number 12 Ferrari then, as he gets back out onto track, head back up to P1. I'd imagine safety car will be in at the end of this lap. And I mean, if that was lap 1, this is going to be a very exciting race. course, you never wish for people to crash out. I mean, I'd rather crash on lap 1 than lap 28. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. Again, another reason why last week hit me so hard, but oh well. Less said about that, as I said earlier on. If you want to hear the story of what happened last week, go back to the start of the stream and get some popcorn. But yeah, so I think Noah, that may have been tactical to get rid of the penalty, that pit stop, or it could simply just be he damaged his wing, which he did. You saw it got replaced. What else have we got? Safety car will be in this lap, so I'm going to stop playing around with changing the screen. And we're going to go on board with Netsuke. We'll look backwards from him as well so we can see all the pretty cars behind him. Of course, the AlphaTauri, possibly one of the best liveries this season. The black and, also not black, the white and navy, I think. Sort of a darky, bluey, turquoisey, cyany, grey, I guess would be the colour, just the colour, the name of that colour. You have the same Renault from 2017 essentially. They haven't really changed. And then as always the Colgate Williams. As Nessie now prepares to get going, you can see David Trent's trying to anticipate when he's going to go. And is he going yet? I think he wanted to, but the safety car's not in the pits yet, so he's been blocked. But he finally gets going out to the final corner. Trent just looks to have a couple of network issues. I saw the red bar above his head there. There's a spinner, B-Boy 1! Loses on the outside exit of turn 1. It's still in this race, but is going to drop all the way down to the back of the field. Just lost it under traction. He's now dropped from P3 down to P16. As the cars now file up down the back straight towards turn number 8. All in single file, I do believe. I don't think anyone's going side by side. Have a quick flick down the field. I say that's very close. Triby and Pim. Raising either from the Red Bull to go to the outside. Didn't seem to use too much of his battery either. May just have a setup favouring straight line speed. Noah as well, very close to the back of Alpha and Pim. So the Renault getting a horrible run on the exit of that corner. That corner being turn 9. And Noah now back up into P13. As Alpha gets the door absolutely slammed shut on him. I think position change is a little higher up there. It looks like a complete gaggle of cars there. On Zeus, Triby and Brackley. Altogether, on Zeus now up into P10 on his hard tyres. Start the race number locks up into that corner. Again, sorry, I do apologise, I don't know the corner numbers around here. But Triby then gets back passing up into P10, taking advantage of the lock-up from the McLaren. Anyone else going at it? Driver's in the final through turn 1 once again. Doesn't look like anyone else is fighting. Noah seems to be involved in this battle here with Bradley. But he's actually made a mistake. What has happened there to the Ferrari? I think he clipped the curb. As further place changes, I think Ramsey lost out massively there as well. Something happened into the chicane, but what happened to Noah? That's yellow flags, Pim. I think Pim and Ramsey came together. And Pim's given the place back down the straight. Noah's Ferrari just seemed to lose all grip. Coming through turn, I think, 3. Did he keep it out the wall? I think he did. And he's already on the back of this train here. Yes, no damage to the Ferrari, so that's good to see. Ron Zeus now up into P9. Triby up into P7, so he's gone past Brown as well. On an absolute charge for the second feature race in a row as Rainman and Cobalt side by side. That's actually Cobalt off the track. No front wing on the Ferrari. What has happened there? Does very well to stay out of the way of everybody. Got to be careful not to understeer into a wall. He does block Ronzeus a little bit. And he's actually going to fight and hold back Ronzeus and Bradley here, but then runs massively wide. Ronzeus luckily not getting damage. Cobalt into the pits. Jay Prentice up into P3. When did that happen? I look away for 2 seconds and suddenly Jay Prentice is in third. Where did he start? P11. Wow, what a start from him. Fair play. Completely missed that climb up the field. Yeah, the 1-1 wings are OP from Jay Prentice. Of course, if you don't know his driving style, he tends to run as little downforce as possible. Even at tracks like this, where of course you have sector 1 where you ideally need grip. So he's probably running, I reckon, 2 on the front and probably 3 or 4 on the back. For this track, I'll ask him after the race, if I remember. We're coming down into turn, I think, 11. Very close between, well, this battle for P3. 4 cars now involved: Jay Prentice, Rainman, Timmy and Triby. All involved here for the battle of the final podium place. Top 2, they've just left, they've checked out completely. 7 seconds up the road from this battle you currently have on your screen. Who's going to come out on top in 22 laps time? Who knows? Because in Kazakhs has been given a penalty. Is that track limits? It is, okay. Kobo onto the hard tyres. Kazakhs B-Boy Worm onto mediums. As Noah and Pim just swap places. Noah now back up into P12. As actually Pim and Rome's come into the pit lane. We're down into turn 5. Let's see, this battle now being joined by Brown _12 and P7. 5 cars now, 4 cars lining up to take any sort of advantage they can get if Jay Prentice makes a mistake. Similarly, if anyone makes a mistake in this train, they're going to drop down to potentially P9. It's quite a bit long train here. Brown just outside of a DRS onto Triby. There's been a change for the lead. Probably should have been watching this instead. Lead more important, of course, than P3. They've a trench now up into P1 ahead of Netsky. I believe that's down into turn 11 as Triby picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings. I think he cut turn 12, looking at where he is on the map. Wait, has Netsky got damage? It looked like his front wing was slightly gone then. No, he doesn't, okay. Just a livery of the Alpha Tauri. But does make a very late dive into the pit lane, okay. I think he'll just will get away with that. It looked like he was fully inside the white lines at pit entry. And then else going to pit. Jay Prentice stays out, Timmy stays out, Charlie stays out. Everyone stays out. Whereas Netsky going to come out now, I think, potentially outside of the top 10. However, he is moving. I think Noah's going to be very tight of Noah, actually, as they pretty much at the same point on the circuit. They cross over each other. And I think Noah's going to just about keep that place he is as well. Now back up into P10 on a bit of a recovery drive. After a decent qualifying on his debut. So now the battle for P2. Actually, I say that. 1.2 seconds now back to Rainman. Who's actually just, he gets pretty much destroyed in a straight line by Timmy. And actually, Triby as well goes around his outside. Rainman will have a better run now on the exit of turn 9. So he's going to retake P4. But Triby's not settling for this. He tucks straight back into the slipstream trying to make another move. But I don't think he's going to get the opportunity here. There's this battle for P2. There are 7 drivers involved in this. As Trench becomes a penalty. Do apologise, keep yawning, a little bit tired. Gonna have to fight for it. A quick look at tyres right now. Netsky pitted on 2 mediums. He's already overtaken Noah, as that is Rainman coming into the pit lane, the only car in this battle. Actually, no, that's a lie. Bradley also into the pits. Both of them slowing down in time for the pit entry. Netsky moves back up into P8. When is Trench going to pit? $1 million question right now. Can he try and keep this overcut? Or is Netsky going to undercut him? Place your bets now, unless you're under the age of 18, which in case don't, because that's illegal. Pin picks up another penalty. I think that's now 18 seconds for the Renault. 13, okay, so he served 1 5 seconds in the pits. It's now on soft tyres. Rainman and Romsey, was it Romsey? No, Bradley, both pitted onto mediums. I have no idea if they're going to go to the end. Honestly, no clue. I would imagine there will be another stop for softs later on. As Netsky once again just burning his whole battery. He's now ahead of Alpha as well, who of course pitted earlier on due to an issue arising. Once we got very close on the track, these two here, Cobalt and B-Boy Worm. So that Ferrari gets a bit of a tank slapper on the exit of turn 9, just clips the inside curve a little bit too much and loses a little bit of time. Trench stays out for yet another lap now, has 9.5 seconds over Timmy, who's gotten past Jay Prentice, so the 1-1 OP wing is no longer being as OP, but still up 8 places is that racing point. Of course, carrying the flag for his team now after Hindle's retirement on lap 1. And Netsky sets the fast lap of the race. That's a mistake for the Red Bull, I think. Tribe, very quick reactions there. Looks like his car completely snapped off into the wall on the exit of turn 1. Somehow still in this race. Very quick reactions. So you now head down towards turn 8. Try to be right behind Jay Prentice. Jay Prentice with no DRS is going to be very difficult to defend here. But does defend the inside line coming down into turn 9. No, turn 8. Wrong one. Does outbrake him, but just run a little bit deep. He's going to get compromised exit now on the exit of 9. However, it's still ahead. Has DRS as well, does Trivey. And that Red Bull moves to the outside, heading down. Maintains the place, but Jay Prentice goes very deep, just about holds on. And maintains the position. That there, I think, confirming Jay Prentice is very slippery in a straight line and is running lots less downforce than Trivey is. Unless Trivey wasn't in rich and overtake and all that. I did briefly catch on the map as well. I think Alpha made a mistake on the exit of turn 9. I saw yellow flags. He also lost the place to Noah, who's now back up into P8 where he started, I believe. As over Trench finally comes into the pit lane, that's now going to allow Timmy to take the lead. Head of Jay Prentice, Tribe, Brown, and Ron Zeus. Netsky now up into P5. And Netsky has also got a massive undercut on the Renault. However, Trench is going to the end. Medium, hard tyres. Hard tyres means end of race. Racing 101. Hard tyres near halfway equals end of race. Unless he crashes, of course, but I don't think he will. Netsky on mediums, I think, has to stop again. So that is going to be soft at the end. So he's going to be very fast at the end as Trivey finally gets past Jay Prentice. A little bit of contact into turn 8. As Jay Prentice tries to set up the switch back on the exit of 9 down the second DRS straight. The racing point will also get DRS. But it doesn't look to be closing enough. However, there. Must have because the inside for the next corner, but just backs out of that one. Accepts defeat. It's one thing Jay Prentice is quite good at doing. I don't mean that in a bad way. He knows when he's beaten, so he doesn't cost himself time, essentially. It's almost a good thing. He doesn't fight some battles, he knows his own race and what he has to do. as Netsky moves up into P3. What's the gap between Netsky and Trench now? Because it's got to be quite big. If we put this one on quick, it'll be easy to work it out. If we got 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 9, 15. Oh no, you don't add them, do you bloody idiot? Oh. Anyway, Runzu's passed. Who's that past? I'm looking at the wrong battle. I'm realising Runzu's past J. Prentice. That's actually J. Prentice pits, that's the reason for that. So, Netsky and Trench, what is the gap? 2.8 to 11, so it's 9 seconds? There we go. Got there in the end. Netsky now up into P2, 2 and a bit seconds behind Timmy. J. Prentice puts on soft tyres, so that's going to be soft I would assume to the end as he goes side by side and Romsey down into turn 4. Or turn 5, sorry. Big Boy 1 picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings, that's track limits, either cutting or extending. Look at that just cluster of penalties down at the bottom, we'll put that back onto interval. So 3 for Triby, 3 for Trench, 3 for Kazuks, Brown, Bradley, Big Boy Worm and Cobalt. And Pim, excuse me. Pim still with the 13 seconds. Of course from that lap 1 incident. Okay, just take that to that. Yellow flags once again, slow Ferrari. And then apparently... might be the Haas actually that was going slow there. Not 100% sure on that. As Cobalt left the session, so it is the fact that Ferrari going slow, he's disconnected. So there's going to be Noah then carrying the flag for Ferrari, of course. I should note he's back straight away to scrap what I just said. Cobalt with the instant rejoin. Lost a little bit of time there, in fact he's going to come under massive pressure from Pim. And in fact the Renault is passed down into that corner there. Which I have now established is the official name of that right-hander, because that seems to be a corner where I pick up most of when they're going through and just don't know the number. The cover was left again. Clearly Simmons in issues here for the Ferrari. So I just saw another penalty for Brown. Who else is close on track? Netsky and Timmy P1. Let's have a look at that. Gumball Boneski P2 trying to set up a switchback on the exit of turn 9. Will have DRS doesn't have much battery to play with. Timmy has a lot more, okay. But doesn't use it by the looks of things. Sorry, I'll stop switching cameras. As Pim's crashed in the first sector, safety car deployed. Netsky there getting the move done just in time. Pim, I think he lost it when Noah lost it. And is given a 3-second penalty there for cutting the chicane at 4 and 5. No, 5 and 6. I'll get there, I promise. Stop pressing buttons, you buffoon. God. Right. Triby gets a penalty for multiple warnings and a safety car. A little bit reckless. And unneeded, but I get warnings on a safety car as well, so I can't. And I'm not really one to comment on that. Anyone into the pit lane? Yes. Straight away. Top 3 into the pits. Tyres. Where are tyres? There we go. Top 5 in now. This is a bit of a screw you to Trench. This safety car. He had, I don't know if it would be the strategy to win, because Netsky would have been very quick at the end of the race. But I think it would have definitely been a 1-2 for Netsky and Trench in that order. Of course, unless mistakes happen, but very rare you see those two make a mistake. Rainman now leads the race. B-Boy has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. What? On earth? Wait, what? Been disqualified? Okay. Did he crash someone into the pits? Is that... What? Did he hit the wall coming into the pit lane? That's all I can assume there. And he just tried to get the car rotated and failed. But that is definitely odd. Yeah, so he says his car just didn't turn. I'm just going to let Trench know he is lagging a little bit. I don't know if he's watching the stream. Just realised that message from Trench was 20 minutes ago, so we might not see that now. Okay, so right then, an interesting turn of events for sure. I think that's going to mean B-Boy Worm's going to be on pole tomorrow. I don't know because he got disqualified and not DNF'd. So I don't know. Anyway, lap 14 of 28, very nearly lap 15 as the drivers come around the final corner now. CSGB Rainman 13 leads the way from his teammate Netsky after the most recent safety car caused by Pim crashing in the first sector. Timmy is in P3 at the moment on soft tyres, as is Jay Prentice in P5. And Trivey with a recent pit stop onto the hard tyres at half race distance. Certainly going to be an interesting little battle or fight to the end of this one. We're now just over halfway into this race. 15 are remaining. But of course, 18 started this one. Oh, and actually, I don't think I can play this because there is a caption saying sorry for the language. But I'm just going to watch what happened to Hindle at the start. I can't play audio because of what was said, so he... Oof, okay. So he gets tapped by Fester, and then just completely collected by, I think, Pim. Not 100% certain on that one. And then this is Fester's POV. Give this one a little watch as well. Safety car will be in at the end of this lap, so hopefully I can get these clips just a little looked. Oh, it's this whole race. Okay, I've got to try and find where the start is. Gonna guess towards the end. How long have we got for me to have a look at this? Not too long at all. Okay, just rewind this. Let's start. Play that. Okay, then where are the cars? Through nearly at that turn there. Okay, so Fester got hung out to dry at turn 1, dropped down to P9. Slight collision with obviously Hindle on the inside. And then the car spat him to the outside and hit the outside wall. There might be other chat to that, but very nearly going racing then as Netsky now rounds the final corner. Doesn't look like the game's held him back this time, so he's going to get going. And hopefully dip off. Actually, no, it's Rainman lead. Sorry, I do apologise for that kind of force of habit. As Rainman picking up a penalty there for multiple warnings. This time a 3-second on to the AlphaTauri's time. As I believe further back, that is Alpha and Romeo side by side into turn 5, but they get away with it. So we'll look further up the field. I'm going to assume this battle's going to go to the end of the race. I don't think Timmy will get to the end of the race, but now Netsky moves to the inside, coming down into turn 8. Where he looks like a little bit later than his teammate. Also just noticed, I think both AlphaTauris run the same number. Not to confuse anyone, of course. As note back to Timmy, he's just gotten past Rainman. on those softs, but I don't think those softs go to the end, as now Traby forces, or tries to force a move onto Rayman to take away P3, but nothing happening just yet. And J Prentice with the 1-1 OP wings. Down in P5, also on the softs, again, I don't think they'll go to the end, but they might. I honestly have no idea. So I'm not going to bother inputting my opinion on strategy, because I don't know. I do know is that's very wide from the run. I think that's Paper Trench getting it all wrong through the penultimate corner. Rondu's now up into P6 from starting last after qualifying on Inters. So you just get the right tab up on my screen next to me. So Rondu's having a little bit of a move, contact Trench into the back of him as well. And Noah also trying to get involved. We'll go on board with the Ferrari. He seems to have the best seats in the house here as Pim picks up another penalty. Exit turn 7 now. You can see Trench still with not the best connections. And further back, somewhere back there is Romsey and Brown going side by side. As this gaggle of cars now enters turns 8 and 9. Noah getting dropped a little bit on the exit of 9. Just not quite getting the exit the other guys did. Letting that off face him too much. As J Prentice now up into P4, up past Triby. Or holding on to that position. I think they've been swapping places. I think Prentice was always in P4. Out of those two anyway. As they come now down into that turn there. Officially rebranded, same as Understeer Central at Belgium, if you watch those streams, or those races. The corner formerly known as Bruxelles, which I've now learnt, which I already knew, I just forgot. As Nessie sets the fast lap of the race for lap 17, 28, 11 laps to go now. Here for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the feature race, of course, sprint race tomorrow, same time, 7 PM GMT, UK time. As now Traby comes under very increasing pressure from Rondusi, just about squeezes the inside coming down into turn 5. The McLaren has better tyres, but the Red Bull outbreaks him around the outside, a little bit of contact. Both drivers squeezing each other as now Trench tries to sneak up the inside into turn 7, but can't quite get the exit. Rondusi up into P5, now Traby under pressure from Paper Trench as he moves to the inside coming down towards turn number 8. And possibly 2 moves and 1 there for the number 46, was it? 47? There's a little bit of contact there, Trench hitting Rondusi at turn 8. But McLaren keeps the position for now. Going to stay on board with the Red Bull because he has the best seats in the house. So watch just a little bit of a battle. Trench now up into P5, gets past Rondusi, who will stay in P6. Thought he gained a place when he got past Triby, but since came under pressure from Trench and the runner he got past. Noah also behind these guys, pretty much just sitting quite comfortably, just waiting for some sort of carnage to happen up ahead of him. There's a little look there up the inside of the penultimate corner and into the final corner. Better tyres, so I'd imagine he'll be backing himself to get this move done as soon as possible. As the top two still going at it, Timmy on softs, Netsky on mediums. But I think the 2 soft runners are going to have to stop again. But again, still don't know for certain because I have no idea on strategy. Now there's a little bit of a look there into turn 7, nothing going quite yet, and now Rhymesy's joining the party. In P9, of course this is battle for P7. I think Alpha and Kazakhs also want to get involved in this, as Noah gets the inside on Triby. Down the back straight with the DRS, and then into turn 8 position confirmed. As Romsey is forced to cut the corner there to avoid hitting any of those two. And Kazakhs got past Alpha on that last straight, he's going to try and get past Romsey here into turn 11. as the drivers come down the second back straight. Rumsey pushed massively off the track there by Kazakhstan, gets another time penalty. That's 6 seconds in 3 or 4 corners for the Alfa Romeo. Both of them arguably not his fault. Avoided contact and then was pushed off the track. That little battle was given nowhere, a bit of breathing room in that Ferrari as he slides through that corner there. And with yellow flag, someone's into the wall or someone's spun its Vapor Trench off the track. And is he stuck? He's not stuck. We can't rejoin just yet. There we go. VSC has been deployed. Damage for the Renault as well. Not too sure what happened. Maybe hit someone and spun. I have no idea. And Cobalt's going to get a penalty there unless the position is given back, and it is. A lot of cars diving into the pit lane. Okay, Trench retires from the session. So he's crashed into the wall. Drive through for Pim, speeding under VSC. The Renault is really not his day. It is now up in P6. Oh, however, penalties has a drive through to add to, I think, 13 seconds. At least that was when I last saw it, so that's going to ruin his race even more than it already has. That gaggle of penalties now from P3 to P8. However, I believe right then, drivers currently P9 to P14 came into the pits. So Jay Prentice, Kazakhs, Brown, Ronzus, Noah and Alpha. As you can see from the map as well, they're all put, further back. Apart from Jay Prentice, who's kind of just completely chilling, completely by himself at this point. If I put another set of softs, they should go to the end of the race now. As I think he stopped again then. Yes he did. So, Cobalt still struggling to stay in the session, however is now running in P8. I think he may have run out of invites at this point, unless he's getting them from thefts. I don't know if he left the session or not, I can't remember. 21 laps ago. Romsey and Triaby now the closest battle up at the sharp end. I say that actually, Timmy and Netsky still P1 and P2. I'd imagine Timmy's tyres are going to die fairly soon. As Bradley and Pim stop around, Pim comes into service drive-through. And is going to lose out to Jay Prentice and Cobalt as well. As Noah picks up a time penalty for multiple warnings. Rumsey dives to the inside, coming down to turn 5. Not quite enough space. The drivers just about get through that. Almost side by side. So come through the hairpin at turn 7. Now prepared to get a good exit down the straight as Pim's awarded another time penalty for multiple warnings. That's a lot of penalties now for him. 17 seconds. Now plus another 5 he got at the start, plus the drive-through. It's 22 seconds plus the drive-through. That's about 40 seconds altogether of penalties the Renault has picked up. Not all his fault. Of course, well, some of the 5 seconds at the start wouldn't have been his fault. As Rumsey finally gets past Triby, now has to come through turn 10. I believe that's counted as a corner. And then into turn 11. Unless that's turn 11, 12, 11, 10, 11 and 12 here. I'll look it up for tomorrow, so hopefully I do better. Rumsey will probably, I actually don't know, I think he might pull away from Triby. Of course the tyre differences coming into play once again. Battles further down the field. I think Ron Zeus is involved in the battle right now, so we'll head down to him, have a look backwards. Yes, he is. Noah and Brown, Ferrari, McLaren and Mercedes all together here. 3 of the 4 works teams all together on track, or at least half of them, I guess, because 2 drivers per team. They come underneath the hotel. Brown puts up a time penalty there. Ron Zeus at the moment will definitely finish ahead of them. He has less penalties, even if Noah and Brown get past, he's going to jump up ahead. And I think actually Kazakhs is right behind Cobalt. He is as well, and Pim as well, involved in this little tussle. However, Kazakhs picked up damage there, I think, for hitting the back of the Ferrari. So that sucks for him. So getting damage off of AI is possibly the most infuriating thing in the world. Possibly probably worse than being taken out, I'd say. So that was going to help Ron Zeus as he gets past Noah. I didn't even know that's Cobalt. Sorry, wrong Ferrari. However, they go side by side. I believe that is his AI. Yeah, judging by how early he hit the brakes. Noah as well trying to squeeze past him. Tries to go around the outside and then tries for a switchback. Should be able to get that place done. Up into P11 now for the Ferrari, and Brown, I would assume, will take that place as well to be able to outbrake and go around the outside. Actually, no, the Ferrari is still there. Okay then. Yeah, you see the red X. That is an AI controlling that car. Something I noticed but didn't have the time to say. Neski's winning the race. I feel like Timmy is going to go to the end of the race on these tyres. But currently has 10.5 seconds back to Rainman in quite a comfortable P3. But I think Romsey is catching him slowly. So he has 5 and a bit laps now to catch that position. If he's going to get a podium. Of course, penalties, give another quick check to those. At the moment, Netsky and Timmy are okay. No pens for them as of so far. Or as of yet, I don't really know the phrases for that. Rainman P3, Romsey, Tribe and Bradley all up with 6 seconds. Bradley P6, shout out to him. That is really good for him. I think this is his 3rd race he's done. As a reserve, I think his 5th race altogether. Could be wrong on that. Qualified down in 17th, is currently running P6. However, Jay Prentice currently... excuse me. Jay Prentice P7 at the moment, but looks like he's going to be jumping ahead of quite a few of those cars based on penalties. He's at the moment, I think, going to get P4, Jay Prentice. Of course, if the gaps stay as they are. Rainman at the moment is fine, as long as he can keep that gap above -3 seconds. If Romsey gets past Rainman, but doesn't clear 3 seconds, Rainman will still get a podium here. He'll know that as well. Lastly, in game, you are now told for your drivers the penalties of cars around you. Really helpful feature for both commentary, for people spectating. Obviously, we have this feature here so we can see penalties for everyone. And of course, you can see when you're racing. Other penalties, looks like Pim and Brown, excuse me, are going to be going racing now as they come through turn 1 up through now turn 2. Very close to the track. Jay Prentice right on the back of Bradley now as well. Netsky has pulled 4 seconds clear of Timmy. As Jay Prentice gets past Bradley down the back straight, heading down towards turn 8. That gap between 3rd and 4th is actually coming down quite quickly. As I said, Rainman has less penalties, so as long as he can hold on to that, he should hold on to the podium. There's a little bit of contact now between Brown and Pim as they go under braking for turn number 8. Mercedes just about squeezing around the outside. I did see in the chat, Cobalt messaged our little Ferrari chat that we have, that he's giving up, which, I mean, fair enough. He disconnected, I think, first really early and has been fighting his internet this whole time. But I believe we'll be starting P5 tomorrow, if he's able to race. I'd assume he can be, or he will be, but I'm not entirely sure. Moving up now for the battle for P8 between Kazakhs, Ron Zeus and Noah. Noah a little bit behind the 2 ahead of him, as Pim picks up another penalty. That's now, I believe there's now 20 seconds for him. So not going to be finishing... We're going to finish in 14th as it currently stands. With those penalties, actually depending on what Cobalt has. Ron Zeus trying to make a move past the Red Bull. See on the map, Jay Prentice and Tribe really close together as they head down towards turn number 8. So Jay Prentice pitting an extra time to the Red Bull, pitted under the VSC caused by a bit of a trench. spinning and hitting the wall. Of course, Jay Prentice was ahead of Tryby. He's now ahead of him again after that pit stop. And Jay Prentice might actually be in a chance here of that final podium place. As Nasty picks up a time penalty, that's not going to affect anything as it currently stands. Your race leader currently 6 seconds clear of anybody else as Ron Zeus makes a move on Kazakhs. They go side by side through that treble chicane. Ron Zeus forced to cut the corner at turn 13. I think that is. And now Noah's also getting involved. Gets up the inside of the McLaren but gets the door absolutely slam shot in his face. And Kazakh survives that attack for now as they head underneath the hotel. Kazakh's fighting for his life here to try and hold on to P8. Let's head down through the final corner. Both drivers, I actually think all three of them are actually on the soft tier. I'll just check the tyre life. It is 5, and 5, so these tyres are equal between the three of them. Ronzo's right behind Kazakhs now as he head down towards turn 5. Just going to stick behind him for now. Smart thing to do, of course, the DRS detection zone is between turn 6 and 7, which is that white line right there. To come around the hairpin now, get the power on down the straight. As everyone's got a better exit, then Kazakhs ahead. We'll go on board with the McLaren. As the DRS is now open, no battery for him. Kazakhs does have a bit, but not too much, and we'll now have to concede that place. Look out for Noah behind as well in that Ferrari. So we'll go on board with Noah, then we get to see everything that's happening. Kazakhs might try and move on the McLaren here now as they head down towards the treble chicane. Ronzo's heavily defends the inside. Kazakhs will go to the outside, break later as well in the Red Bull, hook it all the way around the outside. They avoid contact and they just want to get through as well, but Noah hits the back of the McLaren. Noah there trying to be a little bit optimistic, try and squeeze that gap, which would have worked. Clearly good knowledge of racecraft there from the Ferrari, but not quite finding the space. And I lose the back end. Does that give Noah damage? Great camera angle, Cody, thank you very much. Is there damage on that Ferrari? No, so he got away with that one. So around now the final corner to start the penultimate lap of the race. The leader is halfway through the penultimate lap now. This battle for P8 continues. Jay Prentice very nearly in a shot of that podium. I think keeping no penalties. Rainman I believe still has 3. Romsey last time I checked had 6. And of course Jay Prentice is currently 5 seconds behind Rainman. Needs another 2 for that podium and he'll know that as well. As Noah once again tapping the back of Ronzo, so they come through turn 7. Overtake deployed instantly for the Ferrari, but doesn't quite get the launch out of the corner he would have wanted. And will use all of his battery now to try and catch up to Ronzus. And Kazakh's up ahead. Once again out of turn 9. Noah losing out a little bit, so we'll go on board with Ron Dusen, who gets very tight. Goes to the outside, coming down into the treble chicane. The door just about closed on him. Kazakh definitely holding on this time. Noah tries to get the switch, but I think he's done it. He's got the inside of the Red Bull, I think. They run side by side. Front wing damage now to the Red Bull, so we might have to concede here. Otherwise, this is not going to end well for these two. Ron is now into P8, Noah up into P9, Kazakh drops down to P10. There'll still be 3 points for the Red Bull, however. They won't be too happy that he's lost 2 places there as yellow flags Pims off. As he reverses very aggressively across the track, but luckily there's no one there. Bradley picks up a time penalty as well. We are onto the final lap of the race now. Jay Prentice is just outside of the gap he needs for a podium. Checking penalties now. Actually, we'll go on board with Noah because I think if anyone's going to make a move here, it'll probably be him. So yeah, I say that Romsey and Rainman very close together. So we'll watch this little scrap here for the on-track final step of the podium. This battle here is going to really help out Jay Prentice. Rumsey does get past him, goes around the outside. Rayman does look to fight it. A little bit of Mike knows if he fights it too hard, he's losing this podium. At the moment, he still has it due to penalties. However, Joe Prentice within 3 seconds at the moment, as I completely missed it. But Netsky has won the Abu Dhabi Feature race here for the final event of the season. One race left, however, which will take place tomorrow. Timmy is going to be second on track and across the line. Kind of showing me how to weave up to the line there. Romsey is going to take P3 here on the track, but Rayman's taking that podium overall. Until Jay Prentice comes across the line and takes it by 9/10 of a second. Tryby takes P6 ahead of Bradley. Ronzeus might jump up here a little bit, wait to see when he crosses the line, and does jump one. As Kazakh crashes just before the line. That is a real shame for the Red Bull driver. I know how he's feeling right now. Kazakh is going to end up 14th here in this race, as his stricken Red Bull comes to a stop. I would say about 5 meters before the line, and then Pim retires from the session. For some reason didn't cross the line, not too sure why. Didn't have too long to go. Obviously Cobalt being an AI. Kazakh is going to be fuming with himself right now. James will be in the chat. Imagine doing that. I can't imagine doing that. I honestly don't have to imagine it either. Well, I know how Kazakh feels right now. Worst feeling in the world, crashing that close. At least he got closer to the line than I did, though. He was, I would say, about 5-10 yards away from that P10 finish. May have jumped on penalties, I'm not entirely sure. So you wait for it to take over to the final classification. Netsky is your race winner for the millionth time this season by the things of it. I'll quickly actually check. That's Netsky's 11th win of the season now. Absolutely smashed it. One race left to go. Can he make it 12? Who knows? Timmy and Joe Prentice joining him on the podium as well. Rayman then in P4 ahead of Romsey, Tryby, Ronzeus. Bradley, Noah, Alpha, Brown, and Kazakh does get the final point despite crashing where he did. I imagine he would keep that. Obviously Pim retired before him. His AI didn't overtake him, and then Cobalt didn't make up the distance, I guess. Trench, B-Boy, Hindle and Faster not finishing the race. B-Boy, of course, with that disqualification for apparently blocking the pit lane, but he said he didn't have control over his car. But that will be it from me today. Do come back and join me for the final race of the F1 season tomorrow at 7 PM UK time or GMT. It's going to be a very exciting race, I can guarantee that now. So thank you for joining me today. Do leave a like on the stream as well, and do share it, as of course it helps the league out massively. Looking into season 3 next season, although I believe that's going to be on a separate channel, so I probably don't bother subscribing. But do still leave a like, you know, helps out, show support. That'll be it from me. Do come back and join me tomorrow at 7 PM. It's going to be a blast. I'll catch you.